Well, we're on the highlights back. We'll let you bask in it just a little bit longer here. Vitality absolutely slapped the bottoms off the NiP. And I do mean that in the terms of the Ninjas in Pajamas. We look at this map of Nuke, and it goes 16-3 to the French side. A very convincing one at that. We can now look forward to Inferno as our decider in this series. And two maps that have been rather just one-sided, and it's been back and forth the whole way there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you back to the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We're sweeter than a plate of yams with extra syrup. And speaking of sweet, I've got these two cool guys with me right now. It's going to be Pimp and Matthew. We're ready to talk a little bit about the counter that we just witnessed, and more so the differences between the two maps and why Vitality looks like they just woke up.
Well, sorry, Manny, I just want to point this out first and foremost, right? NiP is terrible playing the CT side of Nuke. Simple as it is. I just want to say, they played 30 rounds of CT side of Nuke in 2 days, 15 rounds against Astralis, 15 rounds against Vitality, and they won 7 rounds total on the CT side Nuke.
Oh, that's lit.
Simply not good enough. So yes, Vitality, they were looking good. Yes, they were constantly abusing inside. They were rushing inside. They were just playing like dare say a matchmaking game almost, we're just playing around with NiP. It looked too easy for me. It looked way too easy.
Okay, did I or did I not tell you guys that there was a possibility that Vitality would wake up? I told you, they just take some time to wake up. They're like a diesel engine. Like starting slow, everything is a little bit shaky and hurting, but then you get to the second map and now that's what I'm talking about. We see Vitality coming in, crushing everyone on the T side, Sharks having clutches left and right, topping the charts on the first half. He had 17 kills on that T side of Nuke, 17 kills. He was running and gunning all around, Zywoo doing Zywoo things, and so then you end up with a third map that looks to be delicious.
Yeah, it does, and sorry, I was just kind of off-put. There's a dog barking somewhere around here. I don't even really, we don't have a dog. It would just be one of the many mysteries of the LAN house that I found myself in for the past 80-something days. We're actually at the point where, there might be ghosts in here, so that's a totally different talking point. But you say diesel engine. Now, I think about that, and now I also think about just the endurance and how long the gas can stay in the tank right here. And I'm talking about that diesel itself, baby. I'm talking about that stuff that keeps the engine running for a real long time at a significantly less cost.
You want to do like a expose about the fuel consumption and the economics behind it? Or
there's no like drill baby drill or any of that weird stuff. I'm talking about like the cold hard facts are that we go to the third map and we get to decide this on the third map, where both teams have shown us that they have what it takes to blow each other out of the water. Now, do we get that in the third map is the big question.
We get a close game. I think that much we can agree to, Maniac. I think the last 2 times these two teams played Inferno against each other, which happens quite often, it was 15-15, a draw in Blast Premier, and it was a 19-17 OT win for Vitality. So let's expect that these teams are coming into play. Let's expect that now Vitality, they're warmed up, and NiP are looking somewhat better than they did on Nuke. It was a very rough showing for NiP. Nothing worked out for them. They couldn't hold on to the CT side at all, and I expect it to be different on Inferno. It's much more open. It's a much more close-quarter map, and I think guys like Twist, Hawk, and Plopsky for that matter as well, they're going to find themselves more comfortable on a map like Inferno. So I expect a close one, but judging by the look of it right now, I have no idea where it's going to go.
I can just put like a pinch of salt to that one. The last time they played against each other, it was 15-15 indeed, but Nog had a massive game. And I'm talking about 2 1v3s that he completely put out of his pocket. I mean, Vitality kind of allowed him to do. They did massive mistakes for sure. I was watching that game kind of facepalming myself, but Nog really saved the NiP. So I don't think this 15-15 is actually legit. I do believe Vitality go with a slight advantage, but I will agree with Jacob. This is going to be a tight game.
Yeah, no, we're going to have to keep our eyes and kind of focus exactly as to who is this diesel engine you speak of, who's going to be that front runner on either side of the table, since we know that both teams have capable players of picking up that torch, or better yet, grabbing the wheel and taking this game on in, which is what we're going to do here sooner rather than later. I'm just about ready to throw it to a break. Oh, well, what do you know? It's about that time right now. We go to a break. We come back with the third and final map, the decider, Inferno, Vitality, and the Ninjas in Pajamas here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020.
Hi there. Right, let's get this one underway. We've got NiP taking on Vitality, and it's gone 3 maps somehow, some way, right? Mirage, incredibly one-sided. Nuke, same story, but the other way around. So not really the same story, if you can imagine it. And now we head to Inferno. Hopefully this is going to be a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
Hugo, to signify this game getting underway, we'll sign the inaugural air horns off as this one is set to begin.
Let's get this party started, Harry. NiP, Vitality, and a third map of Inferno. It's where things should hopefully heat up. And boy, what a gamble to start this game. Solo B player. He has loads of util though, so Popsy's going to be able to dump all that down banana, and anyway, it's clear, so he's not in fear, rather. NiP quad set up on A, and they're going to get dealt a fast hand from these Frenchmen.
Campus opens up, Rez able to remove one as well, and Twist is using this as a bit of a makeshift one-way. He's picking up an over. Masuta is left all alone, and he's able to get one, but that's it for him. NiP, they show up, they grab that pistol round, and they go 1-0 up, looking to bounce back after a pretty quiet Nuke game.
Yeah, I like that setup there. The player on the balk draws in the first man, and then Hampus gets rid of him from the pit. And NiP, because they're 4 alive, they have no fear in like pushing through that moto smoke, like you said. Twist using it like a one-way, and yeah, NiP just getting aggressive. So nice pistol there. Vitality walking to the stack though. It's an unfortunate gamble that doesn't go their way, right? If they rushed B, they probably would have won that round dead to rights. So, you know, kind of a 50-50, but you know, coin doesn't always land heads up. In fact, I once heard a wise man say, tails never fails.
That's the lie that everyone knows it always lands head side up.
Yeah, that is true.
Which is why the moment that someone picks heads, you're just screwed. You never win that.
Leave the building. You pull out a note, Harry. That's what you do. You flip a note, not a coin.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's how you've done it throughout the years, Hugo.
Thanks.
Like, what, like a 50? Or did you do small currency as well?
No, thousands of them, sorry. Yeah, no longer produced, of course. Right now, NiP, there's money flying out of these Frenchmen. Bodies are dropping bounties. And RPK, nice kill when he's flashed, but no more than one. Gonna be NiP finding that conversion as we wait for one more eco for Vitality. Now, Harry, here's the big question here. Here is the big question. Is this going to be a stomp, or is this going to be competitive?
Yeah, I'm looking into my crystal ball.
Okay.
And
what do they say?
Well, it doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't really say anything. Like, it doesn't just say words. You know, kind of shows me vision. And the answer, Hugo, might surprise you. You're gonna have to wait to find out. Wow. Till the end of the episode, and you will be surprised. Surprises throughout. Well, down here towards the bottom of Banana, Nork has pushed up, and he's got Plopsky alongside him. And yeah, that's a pretty terrifying twosome to go running into. Oh man, just get out of Banana, Team Vitality. Shox is last alive. We were crediting this man for being the clutch king. This would be quite the feat, though.
Maybe defeat. That's exactly what happens. So 3-0, NiP in control, and this game starting as it should, with conversions going the right way. We haven't had many force victories in this game, I would say, like in terms of like second and third round buys. It's been pretty lackluster. But that's, if anything, a good thing. It means the teams have both had good conversion rounds. Let's see where things go here as Vitality come in with guns, full rifles, big set of grenades as well. Going to go right up the top of B to stop NiP. They have 4 on B here. I like the early gambles for NiP. You know, obviously it's a map that caters very well to that with fast rotations available, and obviously value of sending those 2 players there. You can use your molly and your HE down Banana, and then go back towards A with smoke at least. Hampus saves his, Rez doesn't. But there's still 2 full kits of util at B because NiP, their initial B players didn't throw a thing. So they've got another molly to go. And Vitality think they're running up against nothing. They don't know what is on the other side. Another molly, 2 more smokes, 2 more flashes. It's going to keep getting hot here as Vitality try and commit to the execute. It gets denied. Plopsky all tagged up, has to flash for a fight now. Vitality, they're scared off by the smoke and they might just have to bail. This rotate's taking its sweet time for NiP. not coming at all, in fact, but luckily enough, neither will Vitality. They will remove themselves from the situation, go elsewhere. They definitely thought that they could have burst B off the back of that, you know, early utility coming through for NiP, so that's why that quad setup has a lot of value, and oh no, Harry, oh dear.
Oof. Well, let's see how good Hampus is. He's down in the pit trying to survive.
Oh.
Hampus, yeah, that's the round over. So.
I don't know why they would rotate B then and not earlier or never. Like, that's a weird one. That is a very weird one. Like, as soon as Vitality goes silent, I guess that's NiP going, oh, they're setting up for an execute, they're setting up utility. But it's like Vitality being so loud at the top of B that I think at that point, they thought NiP was stacked, because NiP probably should have been stacked from the start. Like, from all of that grenade usage going up and the fact that A was silent, there wasn't even a lurker in the apartments. And NiP, you know, they don't have this info, but they know that Vitality are quiet elsewhere. So they gamble, but they gamble too late, and they'll lose the round. Hampus has good money, he can drop an AWP, but it's going to be Vitality on the board with a flawless round, which is certainly good for their economy.
I'm kind of curious how much more we're going to see NiP attempt like these little gambles, because I like the idea, even if the execution was kind of, you know, leaving a bit to be desired. Hampus is going to get thrown up here so that he finds himself
on the roof.
On the roof over towards Boiler. RPK dealing with Plopsky down here at Banana. And looking to follow up. There's a second man in tow. That's Nork having to fall back into the bomb site. There's a triple stack down on porch side at the A side of the map. So they've got this boost, very, very heavy short presence. And if Vitality do try and ease back into an A play at any point, they'll have to uncover that. And it's pretty tricky to deal with the first time around.
Oh, Nork, he was walking over to A. He'll decide against it, but there's still 3 players porch side here, so this is a good setup. Twist is trying to bait them in. He's hoping someone will peek off his shot, but actually his shot, I think, has scared Vitality off. They know the AWP's there. They want to go against it. They want to go away from it. And Nork has no utility here. He's going to get smoked off and will be rendered useless from this position. He can only spam and pray for the best, but yeah, his shots are too high. They're running right through, and that will be Vitality winning the round. And yeah, Harry, you say you want to see more of these stacks. I do too. But let's talk about them, right? They're gambles by design. That's what they are. They're a gamble. So if you're gambling, you've got to be prepared to lose. And so NiP, you know, at least they save when they make these stacks and they go wrong. Like, they don't try and force the issue and go for exits or anything. Like, you need the guns. That's what this entire round's about. But yeah, it's sometimes you win them, Harry. Sometimes you lose them. It's gambling. You don't see NiP after this game getting in Vitality social media going, guys, why did you always go to the other side? No, they just accept it. What else can you do? So that's a lesson to probably everyone, I think. You know, don't gamble what you can't afford to lose. And NiP, they can afford to lose that round. It's fine. It's early days. They've got control of the economy. They are saving a lot of money when they lose these rounds. Unfortunately, they're saving the guns that were bought up many rounds ago, FAMASes, that are no longer holding as much value as M4s. Luckily, there's some buys round the FAMIs. It's a double AWP for Nork.
Yeah, and he has that B spawn, so maybe we see him try and get stuck in with the AWP early on. Twist has taken his into mid as well. Didn't spot anything early, and that's because Vitality have gone pretty fast up through alt mid instead in this round. There's no presence over at Banana. He's not out of the gate. Once again, it's back to this triple short side setup for NiP.
I like this Ooh, good grenade. I like this default from Vitality, right? Look at the bomb floating on ZywOo. Like, he's spotting mid, but they can go anywhere, right? They have 2 top B, they have 2 apps. At any point, Vitality can go A or B, and it doesn't matter which site. They have this setup for the both of them. And Inferno lets you do these fast rotations. Rez swinging with 1, not enough. It comes at a cost of 2, and NiP still have Twist here on the short side, but they're already running up long. The bomb is avoided. Oh, Twisty misses his shot. He's only going to get a couple more chances, and 2 misses in a row. That will be him down and out of the round. And the round lost for NiP. Welcome to Inferno in Save City. Nothing the Swedes can do about it.
Bomb has been planted. And Vitality don't even want to let them get away with this. Like, Shox is slowly but surely creeping his way up in through T-spawn, looking to take these guns away. Apex is down at the bottom of Banana, and ZywOo is in tow as well. In through this CT area, they leave RPK back on the bomb. They've parked the tank. Now, are they going to be able to get past this AWP? ZywOo does not survive the journey, but Shox was never spotted crossing to the other side. And Apex is arriving here as well now from Banana. They're looking to take this AWP away. Are they going to be able to? Apex goes into the crosshair, and so does Shox. Nork doesn't want to give the AWP up, and so he doesn't. It's as simple as that. NiP, they hold on to those weapons, but they don't win the round. It's a 3rd on the board for Team Vitality. However, throwing so many bodies at that AWP leaves them with only 1 man alive. That was RPK. So a bit of damage done to Vitality, all things considered as well.
Even Stevens right now, and a triple B early, a more standard setup here. As Rez can rotate very fast once he throws his molly and his smoke down Banana. Popsky nading logs, but Vitality are late to the party here. Those grenades will still do a good bit of damage. As Vitality move up. Double long setup for NiP. They've been attacked a lot there on the long position, right? Vitality not even like smoking short, just wrapping Moto towards this A site in quite a few of these rounds. So NiP leaning on A, but a standard setup, and Vitality just going for a full execute to B. This is a good call. They know that NiP don't want to gamble heavily here because it's just been so back and forth, and so they know that it's likely only a 2-man defense. Popsky needs a double. He finds it, and ZywOo will trade and find another. Wow, ZywOo's so quick again. He even grabs the AWP from Nork, who went through the smoke. A bit of a risk, and maybe not worth taking, as it's left Vitality in a 3-on-3 in the post part.
Yeah, no smoke here to cut off this man at Banana, and that could cause some problems here for NiP. There is one down right now, but there's a timer on it, and even then, they've got to try and deal with ZywOo. They mop up Apex, but ZywOo's still alive. This is a very confusing round. They've tapped the bomb, but there's no time for the defuse, even with Twist getting that kill. That was very weird, and it almost looked like there was a bit of like a miscommunication, because Popsky got very, very confused as to which player got dealt with, who is still alive.
Yeah, I think Rez was fighting towards the back of Dark onto ZywOo, and then Twist kills the Banana player, and Rez stops shooting and turns around. And I think in Rez's head, I don't think it was even communication. I think in Rez's head, Twist has killed the guy he's fighting, but that's not the case. So Rez turns around, he forgets that ZywOo's there, and then ZywOo comes in and kills them both, or kills one rather. Twist trades, but there's no time for the bomb. So yeah, that's awkward. That is messy, but I mean, we'll never know, Harry, unfortunately. Maybe someone can ask in the post-game, but yeah, that's a round that will be forgotten, at least for NiP. Oh dear, and for good reason, because they've got a lot more on their mind, and most of it is lead in the head. Vitality winning every fight up top. Banana, Rez, he is here, and he needs to get something done. The smoke hits him in his feet, does get a shot through it onto Apex, flashing himself back in, but not committing. A nice little gap here as he blocked the smoke, and Vitality, they know there's one rifle here. They don't want to risk it being 2, and they're going to abandon ship, go elsewhere. Twist. Oh, that's perfect. And now, Vitality, they're here. They have to commit, but Twist has the better gun.
Oh, a missed shot. They're starting to pressure up. They're starting to get close. That Molotov has kind of isolated these fights. Twist is blind, though, and if he just clicked, that would have been the kill. Rez left in this 1v3. There's a smoke down on Moto. He's denied any vision. Re-smoke flash, man, you name it, it's coming his way. But that nade has dispatched of RPK and finds a sizable chunk of damage onto Masuta as well. Still in with a chance here is Rez, and he's still curious, still looking to give this one a go. That Molotov forces him to take these fights at short and start to make noise as well. So everyone's just staring right at him. And Team Vitality, they're going to find the 5th round. So NiP calling in the tac pause, and justifiably so, right? In the beginning, this looked like it was going to be competitive, but in the last few, Vitality have just been pulling further and further ahead.
Yeah, I mean, NiP clearly had a game plan from the start of this game, and maybe it was focused around these stacks, these gambles, these reads, but unfortunately none of them worked, and that really dug them a hole early in this matchup. And now Vitality, or now NiP rather, probably don't want to fall back into that. They don't want to go into what they wanted to start this matchup with, because it has been the undoing of them. And well, Vitality, they'll take that. They're fine if you're going to run standard setups, 3-2s. If they know what to expect when they're executing into a bomb site, they're going to be fine. And it's worth noting, damn, pretty much, I think every AWP Vitality have had in this map has been picked up from NiP. Mizuta saves one there in the pit, and well, it's given over to Shock. Zywoo's not interested. He goes, no, keep it, man. I'm rifling today. And that's fine by him. Solo B here for NiP. It is an eco, so they can afford to gamble. Can always afford to gamble on Inferno. That's all grenade avoided by Vitality. You can see how prepared they were to move from that. And NiP have been getting actually a lot of value out of the HEs down Banana in this game. But unfortunately, they might lose B in this eco round, which would just force a save on the wrong side of the map, because Hampus, he's going through, and oh dear, it's always like playing with fire, that play. We'll drop his smoke and call for a rotate. Vitality pull the brakes. But not Apex. Apex never waits.
Yeah, maybe he should have in this instance. Actually, no, with that re-smoke going down, he's got a bit more freedom. And Twist is going to try and flash himself in. It's a very awkward stalemate here. And NiP, they're not even sold by the idea this is going to be a B play. They've stacked everyone inside of the A bomb site. Team Vitality, they are grouping up outside of B, and they could just commit. There's one man here. Now, to NiP's defense, they throw in a lot of smokes down in this choke point, and so they're anticipating that Vitality will kind of lean away from this B site on the back of seeing so many smokes going down. They commit, they get the kill, and with it, they've got the round. There isn't really a way for NiP to get back into this one. They try and... It feels like they maybe outbrain themselves there, right? And they're relying on the fact that Vitality see those smokes, rotate back, go into the A site, they try and gamble stack it, and it just never comes through.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great call for Vitality, but it's also such a risk, right? If you notice that the entire round, you know, the reason NiP are stacking A, aside from those smokes, is the fact that they've only seen 2 players in Banana the entire round. They only saw 2. And that's because Vitality had 2 men sat at logs watching the flank, doing nothing, just waiting, just sitting there. Like, Vitality had 0 map control. So if NiP got aggressive, if they pushed ult, if they went apps, and they realized, wait, there's no one here, they would have stacked B and had a flank. But NiP, obviously, you know, that's not their fault they don't go aggressive. All that grenade. Ooh, dear. No, nothing. But second one. Oh, there's something. Ooh, some exits, but it's nothing too interesting. Yeah, if NiP had that info, they could have stacked, they could have flanked, they could have done anything. So Vitality is taking a big risk in assuming NiP won't get aggressive. But with how these rounds have gone, it's the right call, right? Why would NiP want to push when Vitality are playing this slow in the early stages of the round? So Vitality, they just commit off their gut feeling, and there's only one man in B. So yeah, I agree, Harry. These gambles, they have been, they have been yikes. But what can you do, man? Sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Nah, I remind myself of that a lot. Here's Twist holding on to mid, and he does deal with Masuta. That's an early man advantage taken. With it, the bomb was dropped. Masuta went in first with the most important thing in the game, and that's now fallen into the prying eyes of NiP. Apex tries to pressure short. He spots a player at balcony, a player in the site as well. The balcony player has since dropped down, and Zywoo's just being very, very patient, hoping that Rez takes a step too far back and exposes himself. Now, that bomb's been retrieved, and Vitality are going to go back towards Banana. All of this has gone on. Nork has actually left B, gone through the speedway, and looked to join up with his teammates inside of the A site. Now, lots of utility getting thrown out from RPK and ZywOo. They drop a moto smoke, they drop a long smoke, they flash, and this is designed to make it look like they're going for the short play. NiP have fallen for this, hook, line, and sinker, and there's only Plopsky inside of the B bomb site.
Maybe NiP should just stop running solo B in any instance, in any round, because every time they have, Vitality have gone B. Look at it. 20 seconds. NiP have to come, right? They have to give it a go, and that's, oh dear. That's because they have a man advantage, and it's extended. ZywOo kills Apex in the spray that removes Plopsky. Nice catch from RPK, finding a Nork very fast in that flank. He could have caused some real problems for the Frenchman, and there's still problems to be had. Twist missing his shot. Rez comes out from Coffins. Only one. ZywOo making up for his team kill, and it's a double hold on the site as Twist has to find two with this orb. Nice shot. ZywOo going back in, and Twist, that's exactly what he wanted. Another engagement, another one-on-one, and Twist will win every single one.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Twist, he had to kind of show the Danes how it was done just the other day. Now he's moving on to the Frenchman, as his clutching has been stellar with this NiP squad. You know, he was the reason that they were able to grind that game versus Astralis to OT the other day. And there in the 1v2, he keeps his cool as well. Not someone you want to be over-facing against in those situations by any means.
Yeah, that's great. Again, because we had Twist, you know, he looked fine on Nuke, but we never really see the Twist that we see on the other maps. At least I think. And, you know, great that he can turn it around immediately, right? He looks excellent on Mirage. And bringing that heat to Inferno. More grenades down Banana. 2B this time for NiP, learning from their mistakes, hopefully. Plopsky's here. Will it be checked? Surely. Good flash, though. And Plopsky is going to rinse them. 2 kills. Molotov at his feet. He is not getting out of here alive. It's all about taking down damage. And Nork, he's been blinded as well. Oh, dear. The utility, that smoke, saves his damn life. And maybe he should be a little grateful for that. The spam is excellent. Mizuta, that is not the plant that you want to go for. Not deep enough. And he is going to get caught out as player peeks through the smoke. Retake not even on now because Vitality can't plant. They fake it. NiP fall for it, and Apex gets a kill.
There's a flash on Twist, and he's going to throw that to try and get Hampus in through CT. Hampus actually goes around Ruin's side and shocks mid-air, removes the first man. Oh, just looks away. Could have been able to deal with Hampus. Apex attempts the trade and somehow falls short. Defuse found for NiP. 5 on the board. As they keep this one competitive, they keep it as close as they can.
I'm kind of glad we have this, Harry, right? Like at the start, I was a little worried. I thought Vitality might run away, but NiP, a couple of B retakes here and starting to get back into the swing of things. We had 2 very dominant maps to begin this series, and I don't think a third would have really done this justice. So back and forth, and then back again. NiP have another round to their name. More money for Vitality than they know what to do with. And no AWP in this round for them. Twist does have 1. Not even running triple Bs early for NiP. And that's a good call again because, you know, as Vitality have already read pretty much everything NiP have done, if you start running triple Bs early, Vitality can just go for like a quick ult play, run up mid, get out apartments. They know you're only going to have 2 there if they hear all those grenades down Banana. And so NiP won't let that happen. Twist with the man advantage, finding ZywOo down ramp. Now NiP, they can just turtle. They can just fall back. They won last round like this as well with a B retake. There's no reason to force fights here as Vitality the ones on the back foot.
They're throwing this util again. Now, last time they threw these smokes, they tried to fake B, but this time they're setting up for shocks, I think, to attempt the CT wrap. Now, him dying is kind of not great, but it at least keeps this 3-man stack in the A site. Doesn't matter. It kind of hinges on you getting into B in any way, shape, or form, and Vitality don't. NiP tied up at 6-6, and they go flawless in that round as well. Twist is looking really good, and I don't know what it is about like the 3rd map in a series for Twist, but it's like suddenly he just goes, yeah, all right, I'll make all the difference. Go on then. And every time just like shows up in some huge way. He did it yesterday versus Astralis. He's doing it now versus Vitality. And NiP are actually in a spot where they can look to take the lead now.
Yeah, they're in control, which is crazy to think. And yeah, Harry, talking about that B rush as well for Vitality in the 3-on-5. I don't think they want to rush there either. Like you said, if you don't get Shox in position, it's a rough round. But you know, the fact that if Shox gets CT, the Vitality surely wait for him and let him make a play and at least distract the B players so they don't have to, you know, just watch the choke point. They have to be careful of CT as well. And both the positions they were playing would have been exposed to that, forcing repositions. But yeah, like you said, you lose Shox. Well, what can you do? You just have to rush B, hope for the best. Your round's already been lost at that point, and NiP know where you are, so not a worry. Still a good T-side, right? This could end 9-6 for NiP, and Vitality are fine, but other than this eco round, they want to get back into the swing of things in the follow-up. ZywOo does get somehow that kill. What? No. Get him out. And they will. Dealt with. Eco is swept under the rug for NiP, and now the guns are back in full force.
There is an early triple B stack here for NiP, and they might look to set this this player in the form of Plopsky up down towards the bottom of B early on. And that's going to allow for a heavier A stack later in the round. So they play heavy B early with the end goal of having a 4-man hold at this A bomb site and the ability to use Plopsky as like an early warning system. Team Vitality going to try and grab this long control, and they might think they have a path in through CT, but that's where Nork has to hold the line, and he puts up the first kill. ZywOo gets bested, and now Vitality, they look to commit into this A bomb site, believing that it might be a little unprotected with Nork over at Arch. That's not the case. They've walked right into the Lion's Den, and NiP, they will pick up that round, only losing 1 man in the process.
Yeah, nice holds, man. Think back, man. Think back to the 6 rounds in a row the Vitality won. Like, it looked like this game was already rolling for them. They were winning every fight. Every stack NiP had was being avoided. Every solo man on a bomb site was being attacked and traded. Yeah, it's really come all together for NiP near the end of the half. They picked things back up, and finding a 9th here would solidify that as well. Twist, I love it. Oh, he hits a leg. That's worth it, man. That's good damage onto the lurk player. The grenade! Oh, baby. Twist. He's 5-1 in opening duels right now, if you count that one. And for Vitality, I mean, we have no one even close. Their best is 1-0, and that shocks. Everyone else either negative or equal. So, yeah, it's certainly nice to have Twist in your team right now for NiP. Without him, this would be a very different game. Back to a triple short setup, and NiP boosting in B as well. Vitality are going for this A piece. They want a piece of that A, Harry.
Yeah, Apex goes back to make a bit of noise at Banana, but the rest of Vitality have their eyes set at this A bomb site. Smoke's going to go over, 1 for Long, 1 for Moto. This allows the short split, but a well-timed Molotov from Twist has denied the push and bought some time for these NiP players in the site to get set up. And now the push is coming through. Flash here. This is a very awkward spot for ZywOo and Hampus. And yeah, they go by one another. It all falls onto Shox anyway, and he falls almost immediately. So NiP, they actually win the half out, 9-6, after Vitality were just storming ahead at one point in time. NiP, they've righted their wrongs, and now they sit in the lead. This third map, we wanted it to be competitive. We wanted it to be close, and it is delivering on that front. You're going to have to join us for the second half of play after a quick break. NiP taking on Team Vitality, and boy oh boy has it been a game. 6-9 right now, and Team Vitality finding themselves on the back foot. NiP, they stumble back to their feet with Twist delivering some stellar rounds thus far to leave them in the lead. It felt like that clutch from him, honestly, was like a big turning point for NiP. It really did, and that's been like a reoccurring theme with Twist. Now in this round, Shocks, ooh, look at him go, sneaking all the way down through mid, and this has got a bit of information for Vitality. Now they feel very, very comfortable with this 3-man stack over at the B site. They're not going to feel tempted to rotate back because Shocks, he would have heard, he would have seen something, and he's going to be available very, very fast on this flank. 3 players in B. Vitality, they got to show us some worth from this stack. There's a CT boost. The player in the site is dead, and the CT boost doesn't find anything. They barrel through the smoke to deal with ZywOo, and this round's fallen apart for Team Vitality.
Yeah, what awful irony is it for NiP that they run into the stack after that first half, after how many stacks get avoided. Luckily, they're going to get out alive, but Apex is really putting a fight down the way of NiP. 2 kills off the CZ. Crossfire should be fine. That player's wrapping coffins. It's not planted for Banana, but that player's going to get close. Hampus cleans it up. And Harry, you talk about Twist, right? And you say that, oh yeah, you think that clutch is a turning point for him. Well, just to give a bit of a history lesson, Vitality, or NiP went 3-0 up. Vitality wins 6 rounds in a row. Twist clutches that round, and NiP don't drop a round for the rest of the half. It really was the turning point for NiP. And now add in that 6 rounds in a row, and then a pistol on top of it. Boy, oh boy, NiP are in control.
It's an attempt to take in Banana from Team Vitality. They are going to best res in the head-to-head, but while this has gone down, NiP have been quick to execute over here towards this A site. Masuta's UMP is able to best Nork, and things get a little awkward for Apex and co. This is a very weird round. NiP, they are surrounded right now over here at Long. ZywOo's holding down the library. They have got a bit of an avenue that they can sneak in through Speedway potentially. But this is weird, man, and no one really knows where to be looking. ZywOo, he's about to double up. He knows exactly where he's looking. And there's Shocks to help out at the very, very end. He kind of ruins ZywOo's little highlight reel, but that doesn't matter. It's the 7th on the board for Team Vitality. So they steal this one away on the back of this force buy.
Just perfection from ZywOo and Shocks, and that's so sad for NiP. Can we get a like? Because they could have walked CT to B. There was no one in B. RPK pushed the bottom of Banana. He was in middle. And so, yeah, NiP, they had an empty B bomb site that they'll never know about. 10-7. Vitality, they have once again come back in with a crucial round to keep this game alive. NiP not running away with the T side, immediately put down after a pistol round. And eco win for Vitality has given them the guns. Forced back for the Swedes. They've got Deeg armor. Really just milling about right now, spreading out, checking every position, denying aggression, but nothing's coming through for Vitality, who have put one man alone on that B bomb site. That one man is ZywOo, and he shoots with the force of many, many men, so might not even hold the back. Oh, gotta watch out though. Rez is giving out haircuts. Cheeky return fire.
Well, that's ZywOo getting 1 Deeged. You love to see it.
Don't see that every day.
Yeah, Rez is going to move on up along with the rest of the gang, and they are quick to go into B. They're going to try and seize this while they got the chance. Apex, hidden in dark, has to make all the difference right here, right now. The first man falls, and Plopsky kind of looks everywhere apart from at Apex. Luckily enough, Twist is nearby to help out. He's retrieved the AK now, and he does have armor behind it. Peeking into CT, but getting tapped on down by the MP9 of RPK. It's Masuta to finish the job. Team Vitality, they're going to steal this round back away from NiP. That force buy doesn't give any results on over. And so 8 now on the board for the Frenchman.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
So instead he wins the race, Harry. And well, right now, Vitality are sneaking up behind NiP. The shell on their back and a hair on top. It's going to be only 2 rounds leading now for the Ninjas. Bombplot's going to provide a bit of money here moving into this one, but ooh, they actually fully commit. Interestingly enough for NiP, spending everything here. That is a real risk. And I don't think with that much reward, like you've got double loss bonus, so you would have a 4-buy next round if you bought P250s here. So NiP, they've really dug deep for this round. They want an Apps burst. I imagine we're going to see a motor smoke, some flashes over the pit, and a faster one for NiP, but this smoke is really denying the speed that they came in with intentions. RPK is spotting everything as well, so he will know that there's a buy in the cards, and the NiP are going to have weaponry, even if it isn't great. Oh dear, Shox is going to flash him in. This could get brutal. There's a great flashbang. RPK, though, we can't convert the spray. Grenades in the hands of these T's, and Popsky's going to blow himself up. No, absolutely not. I'm having none of it, and neither are Vitality. It's Rez alone in a 1-on-3. He can't find a gun. Oh dear. Oh no, Rez. What can you do, buddy? Ah. So, Popsky, you got anything to tell us, buddy?
That's just like, that's a very, I can't think of the word. Humility, I guess. Whatever context I'm trying to use it in. You know, it's very, very nice to see that happens to even the best.
Let alone the rest.
And that's where I find myself. ZywOo gonna follow up with a nade down Banana and another nade. And now a fire grenade, aka an incendiary. Lots of offensive utility. Has found a lot of damage here onto NiP. And now a smoke goes down as well. So this really is a big old middle finger to NiP at Banana. They get well and truly locked out.
Yeah, now they're walking into a mid-crossfire with a bait and switch. Except both switches are on. They're both fighting. They're both peeking, and the bomb's been dropped. Hampus, ooh, a chance. Gets 1, that's it. Vitality up to 10 now. 4 in a row off the CT side. Yeah, I really question that force from NiP. Like, I like the idea of going for the Apps play, but it's not like they rush it. Like, if you want to do that out of spawn and go really fast up ult, like, I'd like that, but they were really slow in even getting to apartments, let alone, like, committing when they were in the hallway. So, yeah, they kind of had it coming to them there, but this is what we've been waiting for. The buy round for NiP. It's coming in the 5th of the half, or the 6th of the half, rather. So, woo, it's been some time, but about time that we see what these teams can do.
Oh, the flash. We didn't see him. And Plopsky's followed up with a double. So NiP, they've taken this B site by storm. And now the rotation coming through from Masuta. He's going to try and hold on, but that's the thing. NiP, they're not even committing to B. This is nothing more than Plopsky getting away with far more than he should have. And that's forced the rotation in from Vitality. Now, Masuta's gone aggressive. I like the idea of retaking top Banana. He's going to keep on peeking. Best Plopsky gets the info that it's not a B play. And so Vitality will keep 2 players here in the A site. RPK besting Nork. And you thought Plopsky had done enough, but maybe not. RPK gonna start to try and help out Shox inside of the site. NiP, they're scrambling, man. They're looking for anything, and they try and go back with that kill. They realize, wait, that's Masuta. He was B. They get another kill, and now they're going to try and hit that B site in through CT spawn. You don't envy RPK in this position. He wants to try and get a rotate off. He's making a lot of noise. He's trying to keep the pace high. And NiP, they know exactly where he is. They have him trapped. The bomb's going down in B. There's not really a chance for poor old RPK here.
Surely he's dead. To Rez. Surely. He's just saving Harry. But that's the thing. NiP have him trapped. They know he can't be anywhere but the A site or the apartments right now. And We've even got Hampers coming through from the Speedway. Rez clearing middle now. Like, this limits the positions RPK can be in, and I imagine we're going to see this hunt, this chase. Hampers has gone back to B to make sure Banana is safe, so there's no timings caught by RPK. Actually, surprised NiP aren't putting much stake in or stock in hunting this kill. They don't have any money themselves, so I guess they're just trying to trap him into the site. But yeah, around, that's what NiP were lusting after, and they will get it. This was excellent. The fact that Popsky converts that to 2 as well, he doesn't even see the second player, gets him through the smoke. Nice.
Shock's getting to don this orb. He's trying his hand at the mid peak, but he never sees anything. And while all this is going on, NiP are creeping their way up into Banana. ZywOo here. Johanna, well, yeah, that's the round, by the way. NiP are going to get a 12th.
Blink,
Vitality just left to huddle up down in the pit.
Those are the rounds that Vitality had plenty of in the first half, if you recall, right? NiP, they were going for the quad A's quite a few times, just stacks on that A site. And Vitality loved to execute into B and just clear it out and force the save. That's how they got 6 in a row on their T side. And right now, a bit of their own medicine. Doesn't taste nearly as sweet on the receiving end. It's going to be 12 for NiP, 4 away from eliminating the Frenchman here out of DreamHack Masters in this lower bracket. It's a huge matchup. Considering Astralis were also the team meant to be grinding their way through the lower bracket, they were removed by NiP yesterday in a 2-1 affair. Heroic also falling to the Frenchman and in a similar fashion. So this really is the battle of the Dane removers. And the winner of this will be going on to take on FaZe Clan, also in the lower bracket, knocked down by Big yesterday. So lots on the line and not an easy matchup around the corner, but both teams are focused on the here and the now. RPK, he's focused on, Mizuta, he's not focused and he's burning in the Molotov. I think a little bit blocked by RPK, but there's only so much room in the bedroom. Maybe he should have invited less friends to play. It's going to be kills going all up for NiP. My oh my, this round has been just taken apart for Vitality. And it's just Shocks left. Not for long either. Look at North.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a bit of a gut-wrenching way to give that round over. You know, you go aggressive with what, 2 of the 3 guns that you held into that round into the bedroom, and you're right. Like, Masuda, I don't even think realizes he's burning.
Yeah.
Like, the fire, to be fair, isn't really touching him. It's one of those like horrible spots where you're not actually in it, and so you shouldn't really be taking damage, but you are. And then RPK falls shortly thereafter because he's trapped in the bedroom as well. And so now this A play is coming through. He's fast and furious from NiP, but Masuda and Shocks, I'm going to put the handbrake on and slow this one down. It's not exactly a drift into the mid area. Instead, it's kind of grinded to a halt for NiP.
Yeah, they're trying to get this man out of the pit, but it's a wide reposition from Mizuta, who earlier avoided the porch molly. Very close. He did take it, but phew. Under control here for the French for the time being. That B rotate coming back in. ZywOo is reconsidering it as NiP have gone quiet in alt mid. They are going to drop back, but that bomb is still here on Nork. He's waiting to pick it back up. I was going to say, you got to remember that one. It's kind of crucial. Shocks. Oh, no, he heard the pickup. Nork didn't sneak over it. He knows that the bomb is here and he can cut it off. Oh, dear, he's looked away. Timing is everything. Shocks has missed it. He goes back and Nork escapes. That is pristine, but it is also information. Shocks has gathered for Vitality. They know this B hits here. ZywOo knows that he's got to clear someone, and a good shot finding one. He doesn't know they've crossed to the pool. Plopsky with a trade. The B site crumbles, but Vitality have a man advantage for a retake. No kit yet, though, and none dropped on B. What?
Apex is trying to deny the bomb plot. Oh, and he has! He's looking for the follow-up. Plopsky, 1v2 and not able to find it. Apex and Shox keep this round in favor of Vitality. This is... You can tell how much this game means to both of these teams right now. It's just chaos across the board, everything. Nothing seems like it's off the cards right now. It's madness.
Yeah, I can't believe Nork shoots out the player from below the boost there with the AWP through the smoke. I assume he didn't see anything. No idea. It's a smoke there, man. Come on. They've got families. NiP, they really love falling back into these fast plays. If this one doesn't work, they need to take another look at it because Vitality have been really good at stopping these quick executes from NiP. Double app setup, that is so good. But Plopsky is ready for it. He's spotted the second man. They've got to get Shox out the side, but Plopsky's dealing with them one by one. Shox trades, but he won't stand tall. The Mac-10 runs him down, and Nork is here to help his teammate, but so are Vitality running through the smokes in the site. The one-on-one with Nork, and he's got the job done. NiP up to 14. The AWP is saved, and Nork continues to be a clutch player for this Swedish lineup.
Man, this is the CS that gets your blood pumping right here. NiP, they beat Vitality in that round by the skin of their teeth, and this has so much impact. The force spike comes in for Vitality. They've made the decision to go for it here and now. If they didn't, they would have to get 4 in a row, and their rifle buy finally came in. Now, it's going to be back to this fast playing through mid. NiP, they're not being discreet about it. They've gone back to basics. Masuta and his MP9 not able to stand the test of time. Plopsky follows up. Shox is going to hold down long. And this is a bloodbath in the A-bomb site. Shox creeping forward. 21 bullets left in the MP9. And Plopsky's low on the other side of this smoke. But Nork is cutting down the rotations. And it's all left on to ZywOo. There's a man down in the pit. And ZywOo, dead to rights, trades out his MP9 for another MP9. And that will be 15 given over to NiP.
And I think this is why we were so disappointed, Harry, in the opening 2 maps of this series. Like, I don't know about you, but I wasn't a fan of them because they were just, they were good games of Counter-Strike from the winners of each team, but that was it. It wasn't competitive, it wasn't interesting, it wasn't exciting, but this one is exactly what we know this series can often be, right? These guys have played 6 best-of-3s against each other in the last 3 or 4 months, starting at Katowice, moving through EPL, RTR, Blast, Masters, all of these events, and they just continue to battle in overtime affairs, in 3-map series, in competitive games. More often than not, with Vitality taking the win. 5 out of the 6 of those BO3s went their way, but NiP are about to break the curse again.
Yeah, I mean, this could be like the new generation Very Games NiP rivalry, right? How much these guys have been playing. I don't know. It's very cool to see. We have a short pause. Hopefully, no Windows updates this time around. We're going to wait and see what the cause of this is.
It's actually iOS updates on ZywOo's Mac. It's why he swapped out for the MP9. It's bugged, but no, we'll just be getting back into things soon. Unfortunately for Vitality, Harry, they're up against 15. They're up against elimination from this tournament, and they have $3,000 max. That is not a good spot to be in. Oof.
Yeah, and that's actually a pretty important thing to look at, right? I think it's inarguable how important ZywOo is to this Vitality squad, and where someone like Twist, who's been donning the AWP for NiP, has been so consistently able to, especially towards the end of a series, really pick it up and bring the heat. ZywOo here is looking like the most kind of counted I've seen him look in a series in some time. He's really been struggling. Reason for this little delay is Apex's mouse has died, which
he's getting
a new mouse from his car.
So okay. So he has
does he have his stick, right?
Does he have his mouse and keyboard plugged into his car? Does he play CS on the go? Like that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, he uses the the lighter. Like you have the adapters where the lighter port is. That's how he charges them, I think.
Okay, smart man, always prepared with a mouse.
Because then he gets to write the car off on his taxes.
See, all you can learn a trick or two from my man Apex. Yeah, I mean, Harry, we talked about opening kill stats in the first half, about how favored NiP were. That's not changed, right? Obviously, Zywoo 1 and 5. That was just been said. Let me just recount or count off these opening duel stats for every player on Vitality. Shox 1 and 0, Mizuta 3 and 4, Zywoo 1 and 5, Apex 1 and 1, RPK 4 and 6. Like nothing good, nothing positive there. And for NiP, it's the complete opposite. We have 3 players with like big opening duel stats. Twist is 5 and 2, Plopski's 4 and 1, Nork's 3 and 1. And so like these alone already tell a story that NiP are getting a lot of control in the early round. And a lot of that has come on this T side, right? Because Vitality, they had a lot of answers on their T side. They got 6 rounds in a row there. And NiP, off the back of one retake with Twist winning a 1-on-2, didn't drop around moving forward. It's been quite the game. Very back and forth. But right now, I feel like, you know, it may be decided, Harry. The scriptures, they may have foretold the prophecy that is Vitality getting eliminated in this next round. Everything's pointing to that right now. And that's what makes this pause even worse.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I can't imagine how it feels to be Apex, right? Like, you're IGL in this game, you're trying to lead the recovery, and now you're rummaging around in your car looking for your backup mouse. That's never a fun feeling.
No.
That's like one of the very unique vibes that home Counter-Strike gives. Using a PC while driving is illegal, so hopefully Apex wasn't playing while driving. In fact, you can't use a phone while you're stopped in France. Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting he drives and plays, you know, like...
maybe his whole car is like... Maybe his whole car is just kitted up to the mouse and keyboard. And that's
he
how
drives
he drives.
the mouse and keyboard. W is forward.
I would trust Apex driving with a mouse and keyboard over a steering wheel. Steering wheel.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure about that. Have you ever played like a racing game on a mouse? It doesn't really go too well. I can imagine that driving is pretty similar to racing games, Harry. As somebody who's been driving for years now, I think I'll stick with the wheel.
Well, we're going to bring on our special guest, Matthew Trivet, to... No, I mean, I wouldn't know you guys. I haven't played racing games and I can't drive.
Wow, that's a real 2-for-1. Sucks to be
you. Man. So now that we've gotten to know me a little bit more, let's talk to you about your whole life, Hugo.
Rather not. There's not a lot to it. But yeah, I mean, I had a point, but this is really derailed. There we go. We're back in the action. Thank you for sticking with us, ladies and gents.
Saved by the bell, huh?
Yeah, woo!
Right, let's get it. Apex he went all the way down. He probably lives in like penthouse flat, right, top floor, 50th floor of the building. He went all the way down to his car. He's gotten his mouse. He's set it all back up. He's got it ready.
RPK, hello, RPK.
Well, RPK has.
He's back.
Oh, wait, guys,
dear.
hang on. Sorry. I have to go to the toilet quick. Oh, right. Okay, so RPK's back. That's good. Right. So as I was saying, Apex just did this whole journey to go get his mouse, go get everything ready. And it was all so he could play this round to try and get the comeback going for
Let's
Team
hope they
Vitality.
don't lose now. Wow, this has been such a sick game. This map, at least. And I mean, the series in context now is a lot better, but it just felt very weird, very back and forth, but not in like the most competitive way. Oh dear, Vitality. I wonder where their heads are right now, right? Fast B play, it's not a commitment. There are a lot of players here, though. Zywoo, big opening kill coming from him. He's down to 3. He will not live to tell the tale. Apex doesn't even have a gun, so he can't spam the smoke. He knows someone's there, but he doesn't want to waste his ammo and leave him with nothing left off the CZ75. Can boost someone up, but I mean, who do you even boost with this? Shotgun or a pistol? You just swap instead. NiP with a lurk up top B are going to send the bomb in towards middle. Check RPK right now. He's in a great position, and he might get all this info. He's pushing. The timing. It doesn't get worse than that. NiP might just be about to eliminate Vitality.
Yeah, Hampus has set himself up, and that's it, man. It's NiP taking the victory, and pretty dominantly so, towards the latter end of that second half of play. That third map delivers, though, Hugo, in a very big way. It went from being a series that was just one-sided maps back and forth to a very explosive, very intense third map, and that's what we wanted to see. The heart goes out to Vitality, man.
Yeah.
Apex doing that whole journey to go get the mouse from his car just to play one round of Counter-Strike. I would have just used the keyboard only for that one round, man.
Maybe that's why you're not playing in the playoffs of DreamHack Masters, Harry. But
Yeah,
neither are
that's true as
Vitality
well.
anymore after that game. They have been dropped out of this one. They're gone. They're going home, joining some of the many teams that will be there as well, including most of the Danes. We actually only have one Danish team left in this tournament of Mad Lions. At least we got the Swedes here yet to stay another day. NiP are going to be taking on FaZe Clan in the next lower bracket match, which will be coming up not later, but later. Not today, another day. I don't know if it's tomorrow. We'll find that out. Either way,
You
we
made
do.
this so clear.
Thanks, Harry. We do have another Counter-Strike game for you, ladies and gents, just around the corner. It's Big taking on G2. That's a pretty huge game, Harry. So maybe they should stick around and watch it. Do you have any final words here as we send this one off to break?
You don't want to miss Big because they're a hot prospect right now, and I'm absolutely loving them. But that's all. Hugo, you touched upon Big, and you know where you can find Tabson? He's on the roof.
That is
After
true.
the break.
I'm looking for the words to describe the conundrum that has been on our hands right here. NiP versus Vitality, 16-5. 16-3 the other way. We go all the way to Inferno and ends out 16-11. And the Ninjas in Pajamas do it to Vitality. Plenty of question marks still surrounding as to what's going on here, but the one thing that is for certain is that Twist is here to stay. Day number 2 of him absolutely dominating here within the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And that's the way we like to see things around here, especially if you are a NiP fanboy. Not if you are a better Vitality. Of course, you are being KEKW'd out of the chat right now, and I'm very sorry for that. But it does happen for you. Sometimes you lose in life, and that's just the way it goes. Of course, for these two gentlemen next to me, they know all about that. We know Maniac, and we know Pimp, and we know we're ready to talk a little bit about this game and what made it just such a landslide on the first 2 maps in comparison to the third.
Yeah, we finally get the game. We finally get a fight. That's what we wanted. That's what we promised about this third map. It's exactly what we got. A true boxing fight, honestly, up until the point where NiP, I think they localized that weakness on the A side, and you could see how fast they were playing these rounds. That's when they smelled the blood in the water, and they picked up the pace. That was very great, very well played from them. A great game, and we got the party we wanted.
Yeah, and then once again, we gotta give some credit to Twist. His CT side on Inferno was absolutely spectacular. He went 17-3 just on the CT side, constantly going for the opening duels, constantly being an annoyance to Vitality. And Twist, as you said, Trace, we saw him play super well yesterday. He did it again today, and with the 8OVP, there seems to be a hierarchy within that lineup right now. Nog is not the primary 8OVP player as of right now. That is Twist, and he's been doing a stellar job with it so far.
A phenomenal job at that. And we're not alone. We're actually going to talk to the coach of the Ninjas in Pajamas. His name is Threat, and I'm sure he has plenty of great things to say about Twist over the past 2 days.
Yeah, he's been playing amazing. I mean, when we started playing with Hampus, he had a few rough games. We had a lot of chats with him, and I think he finally regained his confidence. He's playing a lot of op, and I mean, just yesterday he had all those clutches versus Astralis, so he's very happy right now.
Yeah, and, hold on. I think, obviously we're looking at a player like Twist. We're saying, yes, this is a star. But talk to me about some of the elevation that, his teammates are providing for him. Talk to me about the system that you created as a coach that has set him up for success.
I think what we do is just look at all the maps individually instead of having roles spread across all the maps. I mean, we won't go too crazy like having Hampus main op on some map, but just trying to find everyone's comfort zone and how everyone can support them. Obviously, you can have all players have their most comfortable position on all the maps, but we try to find a way where all the players can shine the most.
So talk to us a little about the decision to make. I guess you can call Twist the primary opera right now, because we spoke earlier as well where you said, like, between him and Nog, you're not really sure which one is the better AWP, but looking at it right now, I think the way Twist have played the last couple of days, there's a case to be made that he should be the primary op, or how does it work?
I think we look at the maps individually and we see, okay, this actually makes the most sense that he ops. And if we would come to the case where, okay, he's upping on 6 of the maps, we could, okay, let's just go all 7. For example, RC to train, Knock is our main upper, Twist is defending alley, and it just works. So we're kind of in the position like, why would we change it just to have the roles right?
I was wondering about, for you to prepare the game, when you have played so many series versus Vitality, how does it change? Does it become just mind game on mind game, or how is it for you?
Yeah, especially Nuke is at a point right now where you're playing. I mean, we played them on Nuke 3 days ago, and we played Astralis yesterday on Nuke. Especially that map is in such a weird place right now. I think we're gonna see a huge change in the meta on that particular map. But no one has time to adapt right now. So we just get thrown into the next game. And okay, our stage design didn't work last time. I guess we will just work on something on the fly.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that then. I mean, if you don't mind, can you expand a little bit about that meta without going into too big of nerd terminology? You know, we got to keep it kind of simple around here. Do you mind expanding on that a little bit?
Well, it's way more popular now to not throw the wall of smokes every round. It's kind of, teams have noticed, okay, we're actually so dominant on Yard with the AKs. We're actually able to force the CDs away, just remove all the information with sometimes only a few smokes and a single flashbang. And you get into this really awkward situation where, okay, maybe Shox is doing it on his own right now, maybe the entire team is behind him, you don't know. And it seems like, I mean, we played them 3 days ago, we kind of have the same style, and we went 8-0 on the T side. So I don't really think any team has found a good solution to this. What they're doing right now is just kind of blind stacking or just going for the aim duels.
Yeah, and you know, we kind of get this weird result where it's like, you know, it's kind of like the same idea that it's playing Ramp Room anymore. You know, like who really plays Ramp Room anymore? They just, you know, I'm out, I'm going lower, it's over. Ramp Room's compromised, watch your hell. Nonetheless, I'm not sure if the guys here have any more questions for you. You guys got anything else for Threat?
No, I mean,
I'm good.
we've discussed and talked about you guys being this young, promising lineup. I mean, in this particular tournament, do you feel you have what it takes to win, or is it still too early for you guys?
I think we have. I think we can win. I think it's going to be hard, but I definitely think we can win.
Okay, well, that's good. And, you know, one last thing, just to kind of follow up on a discussion that you had brought to the table in terms of communicating in the game with your players and with your in-game leader, knowing that we're not always going to be online, or hopefully not always be online. Are you still, you know, finding a pacing with that? Is that still about where you want it to be, or is there still something to work on?
I'm trying to give as much space as I can to Hampus. He's doing all the calling right now. Of course, I'm helping with simple things. If I see someone missed a guy walking behind a box, of course I would call it out because I can. But I'm trying to not intervene. I might use freeze time as a timeout when I think things are going really wrong, but otherwise it's all Hampus.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you right there. I appreciate you being very bluntly honest with us too, because it's not very often someone come in here and tell us technically what it is that, you know, keeps this ticking and keeps us yearning for more Counter-Strike. So congratulations, you get to play FaZe Clan now. Good luck with that. See you, man.
See you.
Cool. Threat. He's always a good guy. Not much of a threat, at least maybe inside of the server, perhaps outside of the server too, but we haven't crossed that bridge just yet. And crossing bridges is something that Vitality won't be doing here. I think both of you picked Vitality, and there was probably some weight behind that. Now, we go a little bit further, and we get the opportunity to speak to Vitality, is just kind of where I settle myself, kind of where I see us going, is talking to Shox. Let's bring him in right away. You know what, Maniac? I think you just take this one right off the top.
I just do it in French and ignore you guys?
Yeah,
or
let's see what happens.
should it in English, right?
You can start in French. Let's see what happens in French.
On peut commencer la conversation en français, ils comprennent pas, on peut dire n'importe quoi pour l'instant.
Bah c'est bien, on peut se foutre de leur gueule comme ça.
Ouais, mais non, après je vais perdre mon job, donc on va revenir en français. No, let's back to real life. Hard game for you. I asked the same question for NiP. How is it to play against the same team so many times, day after day?
It's really hard, and I think in a certain way it comes down to some gamble sometimes because it's really hard to prepare for day to day for the same team because they're gonna adapt, they're gonna think about this, and it's definitely easier to see the weakness of a team when you play it 3 times in a row because of course you will have a lot of demos to watch, but between demos and playing in-game there is definitely a difference. And we could get them in the last few matches, and I think this time it was a bit too harder for us to take it another time, and they played some good CS.
It'd be very silly of me to ask if you're disappointed losing today, which I guess you are. So let's steer the conversation to some, some of the stuff that NiP does well. As a player, Shocks, what is it you feel that NiP does well in order to, dare say, counter you guys and make it rough for you guys on the server?
Especially on this series, first definitely there is a veto. I think a lot of people are seeing that Mirage is not that strong this time for us, so they definitely had a good read on that, despite they are not playing that much on it and they are not feeling that comfortable, but they knew that it's gonna be a weak map for us. And after an Inferno, I think Inferno was pretty tight, but it all come down to some really small things that make the difference. For example, before we were kind of money fuck at the end of the city half, it came down to 2 clutches we lost, and also on the T side we lost a 2-on-1 situation against Twist, which just gave them a bit of momentum. So it was smooth. I would say that Inferno was definitely talking about who gonna win the small details like this.
So you say Twist, and obviously he was on fire yesterday. He's on fire today. Is there a response out of from Vitality? How do you guys go about having an answer for one simple player when normally it's ZywOo in your pocket that's going the other way?
Definitely, it's not something you gonna do, and I don't really believe that some teams are really preparing for because a player is really good. You better prepare for a player that are showing some weaknesses that you're gonna use in game.
So last question I'm going to have is this, and it started in French, honestly, and I heard what you guys said, and I was kind of hoping you'd go a little bit further and maybe make fun of us like you said you were going to, but you didn't, and that's okay too. So I'll just say commiserations. I'm sorry that it ended this way for you and Vitality here within the run on this bracket, but what can you do, Shox?
Take some rest.
Yeah, there is that. Thank you so much for your time, Shox. We'll see you around.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Au revoir. Okay, cool. So Maniac, didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, but I think you have some spy probably texting you what the hell is happening, because I don't trust for a second I could translate.
I don't have any phone at all, so
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm calling shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Well, anyway, let's talk a little bit about what we've seen here. And I mean that on the most technical term. We're going to run in a stats helix here. I believe we have the opportunity to. Which one of you two lucky individuals is going to be doing that?
I think I'll take charge on this one with the stats helix this time around. And I just wanted to showcase some of the stuff that NiP was doing well, because we saw throughout the entire CT side that they're playing very defensively. This time around, though, they decided to play a little bit aggressively. Plopsky is sitting out here all by himself with an MP9. He's going to make useful out of it. We're going to play out the clip right here. Look towards Nog right here. He's going to throw the perfect flash that is going to bloom right here as we play out the clip. And Plopsky is getting 2 entry kills with the MP9. Well done by him. Being semi-aggressive, kind of disturbing the way Vitality want to play. That's good. Now we move over towards this instant of the map, right? Vitality is down 4 versus 2. They're almost pulling this one back. Apex gets a kill. The same Shox. And we now have to see Hampus coming in and get 2 kills towards Vitality. Now, the reason why I wanted to show this clip, and we can move over to the point of view as well, is that NiP had great success with being defensive throughout the entire game. Now, in this instance, they were being disturbing. They were being aggressive. Plopsky, he's sitting right here, getting the perfect flash. Look how blind they are. 1-2 easy kills. He was even maybe supposed to get a 3rd one. Hampus coming in, doing the retake right here, playing off risk. Shox not aware that there can be another guy, and he's winning both duels right there, even switching out a gun. I just wanted to point out that NiP right now, they're playing simple Counter-Strike and they're playing very defensive Counter-Strike. I think that's been a theme for them. But the fact that they're able to also be aggressive and sort of like change it up once in a while is a good sign for them. So I think overall, dare say the outlook of NiP in this game against Vitality was a positive one. They were playing much better yesterday against Astralis. And if they can keep up this level, I think Threat is right when he's saying they can potentially win this tournament.
And it's really cool when you hear Threat talk about, I guess in the more simple terms for the viewer and for us to just kind of break down some of the philosophy that goes into this game. Because I don't believe that every viewer, everybody that watches this game realizes how much depth is involved, how deep it is that these teams and these players have to go in order to kind of manipulate each other across the map. And it's quite fascinating. It's quite awesome thing that Counter-Strike has created for itself is, well, being itself. Imagine that. Let's talk about the brackets, though, because that's way more exciting, right? We've got a big hitting game coming up, and I do mean that in all intents and purposes. Big G2, ready to square off some more of your French friends, Maniac.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing matchup to come in. And the truth is, if you think about just logically and think about these two lineups, you should say, that's G2, they have in the back. But actually, we had the same thought about Big versus FaZe Clan, and they made liars out of us because they've surprised everyone and they dismantled FaZe Clan. They absolutely wrecked them. So now, if you're a G2 fan, you have to take them seriously. You have to realize this could be a 3-map series. This could get very ugly. Now, if we think about the loser bracket side, you have Na'Vi who will take on Mad Lions. It's not going to be an easy game as well. Na'Vi, they've shown some fragilities when they played against G2 that was exactly. And then below, you have FaZe Clan versus NiP. And I'm going to say it right here, I think NiP are favorite. I think NiP have done enough to convince me. They are looking hot, they're looking ready, and they have the map pull to beat FaZe Clan.
Which is, wild. You just look at how stacked this bracket is, Jacob.
Yeah, it is super, super stacked. And there's so many good teams left in it. I think we're still, very surprised with the look of Big so far in this tournament. I think they're entering that conversation where can we actually, can we count on these guys being favorites to win the entire tournament? I'm not too sure yet, but if they keep up the level they've shown so far, both in the group stage, but also beating FaZe Clan very convincingly yesterday, that's the team we have to look out for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, and as these brackets do progress, FaZe NiP, Na'Vi Mad Lions, G2 Big being the next game that we have on our hands, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, but I think it's only fitting that since we did just come from a French game, we're going to a French game, Maniac, do us the honors.
Ok, well, guys, we're gonna see you very soon for the next game. Merci à tous pour les spectateurs français qui regardaient. On espère que ça se passera mieux pour G2.
Woo!
Yeah.